Hello everybody, welcome to Filmmaking today. My name is Bojan Dulabic. Would you like to do some product photography in tight spaces? Well, stay tuned. So as mentioned in this video, I'm gonna show you how to do product photography and videography in tight spaces. I mean, the space I have available here, not that big, trust me. I have basically about a meter, for desk space to do my product shots for my channel, right, and whatever else I happen to be doing, right? So I'm pretty sure you can make that available. If you have a desk, you got it, right? So I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Hopefully it'll help you, elements of what I'm doing. Maybe you can take elements out and help yourself and all that stuff. So let's get started. As mentioned, this is the space right here. I configured it in a couple different ways. First of all, there is the, let's call it the environment shots, shots that have props and that kind of stuff. And what I did, I took this floor right here. This is actually a vinyl flooring. It's actually two pieces. So if you can see right here, and if you put them together, it's really a seamless transition. And you can't really tell that it's two pieces. So that's sort of my permanent floor. If I need to shoot, it's right there, right? Then I have options available. I have this guy right here, right? It's two of them actually. This I got at Walmart, just a piece of wood, right? So this kind of doubles as a floor. So I can put it down here, shoot this way, or I can put it over here as a wall, right? So it looks really cool. And then I also have a little metal sheet basically that's got some waves to it. And what I do with that, I hang it on these hooks here. Now these are actually command strips. I try not to drill holes too much because I'm trying to keep it neat and all that. And basically what I have here, as you can see, I actually have two of them side by side. Just depends what the width is that I need. So I just kind of do this, and if I need a little wider, I put it here, and if not, I just put it here. It snaps in, and this can hold I wouldn't put anything too heavy, but paper sheets and the like I said, the metal type of a sheet, it holds it fine. So I just kind of put it on there, and it just goes down here. And then I've got that background available as well, or I hang, this guy here, whatever I can, or I hang paper sheets. So this is, like I said, the environment piece, and then the other thing that I do is just straight up colored backgrounds, right? So if you just want to have a white background, red background, whatever it is, right? And this is where dollar store comes in. So go to dollar store. You'll see those big sheets of paper, right? Or whatever, this big. And they're usually $1 a piece or less, right? Depending where you are. And, I bought a bunch of those. So I got red, I got blue, I actually got one that's got clouds on it. Green, all kinds of colors. And what I do, I basically just hang it here. I've got clips, I clip it on, and I hang them going all the way down, and that way I put a prop right in the middle. Because it's curved, there is no crease in it, there's nothing, it just looks seamless, and it looks really cool. You can get all kinds of props, right? Wherever I go, I look around, hey, is there anything interesting? Vintage stores, dollar stores, Walmart, whatever it is, wherever you can find interesting stuff. Now, my style that I'm slowly developing as well, when it comes to the environment shots, is more of a rustic kind of a feel with the modern piece in it, the actual prop, right? So I just like that, the two juxtapositions, right? Again, that's just me. You got to find your own style. Don't be afraid to explore. Just try different things. The one thing I will caution you, and I'm guilty of this myself, once you start putting in props, right? First of all, depending on what you're shooting, if you're shooting a lens, it's, I don't know, this big. And if you have a giant prop like this, it's going to overpower the actual thing that is supposed to be photographed. So be aware of that, right? Get small things, it's like, I like this thing, Again, I think I got this at the dollar store, and then I got a bunch of stones, right? So I put that there. So I have it closed or open. Again, it just depends, right? I love these fake flowers, in this case cactus, you know, these kinds of things. They're relatively small, so they always work. And the way I shoot is, it's always best to frame these slightly out of frame and just get maybe half of it in frame or whatever, just to kind of tease the audience, right? Because again, it should not become about this thing. It should be about the actual product that you're photographing or videographing, right? Whatever the case might be. Again, I'm guilty of this, because once you start putting stuff there, you go, oh man, this is awesome, boom, and next thing you know, you got 20 pieces and you're starting to wonder, what is this photo about? Just something to keep in mind. When it comes to lighting, again, this works for me. I light this like I would a video project. So even if I just shoot photos, I still light it as a videographer. The reason for that is because a lot of times I do both video and photos, and so to light it for photography and then to light it for videography, it's a pain in the ass, it takes forever, so I just light it as a videographer. You know, that might not be your cup of tea. You might want to light it as a videographer if that's all you do. Again, your mileage will vary, as it is the case with these projects, right? I have one light right here, which I basically use for the background here, right? It just gets some light there, and it is adjustable. So right now I have it at the lowest intensity, and then I can go up here, and it is a bicolor light, so I could get tungsten light, you know, the yellow type of a light. I am using these lights to light myself right now, but I normally have one light over here, which this light, see this light right here? This one actually is pointed at the ceiling, and it bounces off and just creates a nice soft light, just kind of overall light, right? And it definitely makes a difference. Then I have my main light, again, as you can see, it's right here. I have done reviews on some of them, so just check out the description for all the exact lights. So this one right here has a nice softbox. So like I said, I got the main light here, and that just kind of, I point that usually, you know, at the object. And then I have one light over here. That's sort of my traveling light. It's a smaller light. It has a softbox as well. So that one is a traveling light. I just move it around depending on where I need it. They're all adjustable in terms of intensity, which is always great. And then my last light is this guy right here. I have made a review on this one. This is the Aputure Amaran ALM9. This is a tiny credit card size light. And but if you go all the way, is this all the way? I think this is all the way. It's a pretty powerful light, right? Ooh. This I position, again, wherever needed, just slightly off camera, and it does the job if I need just a little bit of light here and there, right? There's one more. So this guy right here, this is actually a light by an IKEA light, where I can change the color and I can change the intensity. So right now, you know, so I can go, I don't know if you can see this, there you go. You can go purple, and, you know, just cycle through it, more of a red, yellowish kind of a light. So I do use this sometimes, especially, for example, if I need to simulate sunlight. Because it's off to the side, you don't see it, and I put it on yellow, and it gives it a bit of a sunlight look, which is awesome. So that's it when it comes to lighting. Now let's take a look at some of the images. Here's one of some of the props that I'm using, and as you can see in the background, there's the cloud piece of paper that I'm using, and here's the behind the scenes photo. As you can see, it's a relatively simple setup with the piece of paper hanging down, and it's nicely out of focus. I kept a distance between the props and the wall, and it just looks very interesting. Here's another one. This one I kept very simple. This is one of my RGB lights, and there's only one prop in the background, and it's only partially visible. And as you can see here, it's a very simple setup, but by having the prop glowing, there's light inside, it does look very cool without going overboard, and that's also important. And then here are just various examples of things that I'm using. It's always best just to keep it simple. This shot I did go a little bit overboard, and it is very easy to do that. As mentioned before, you really have to be aware of that because it's so easy to just keep putting props left and right, and next thing you know, your image really is a bunch of props as opposed to focusing on whatever the product is. And here are some examples of products just in front of a single color colored sheet of paper. Now this is actually a black sheet of paper, and I threw some RGB lights at it, in this case purple, and it gives it this purple color, which is very interesting. So you can do that as well, and it gives you just really awesome results. Or you can just go with different colored paper like I do in this case with red, and it definitely makes the product stand out, especially if you contrast the colors between the product and the background. And then of course here's some videography using the same types of backgrounds, and as you can see, it just gives it something more interesting. Obviously the depth of field here is not quite as big as in the other shots, just because the product is very close to the wall. However, in this shot right here, I did have it moved further away, and you get this really cool shot with the background being out of focus, so you don't really see much of it, but you see just enough to interest you. All right guys, so that's it. I hope you found this video useful. Like I said, just start doing it. You know, don't worry about technology, about anything. Just start doing it, and eventually, you know, get better and better gear, lights, all that stuff. I'm by no means going to stay on this level. I already have plans to get better lights, get, you know, different props, all kinds of stuff, experiment with different looks and all that good stuff. And that's what I would recommend to you. And as always, if you're interested in any of the stuff I talked about, check out the links in the description. They are affiliate links, so it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it helps me make a little bit moolah, so I can buy more stuff, so I can review that stuff, and that's always a good thing. So, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, hit that bell icon to be notified of future videos, tell your friends, and all that good stuff. Stay tuned for more. Thanks.